Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is June 30th, and right now we are looking at the mid-level water vapor loop. Here you can see British Columbia, Washington, Oregon. Check out the Hawaiian Islands. There is a bit of a cone storm out here, kicking off some thunderstorm activity. And you can see we are going to start building this ridge here, and it's eventually going to start to warm us up here across the Pacific Northwest. There is a chance for some thunderstorm activity today. We do have a fire outlook coming up here as well, so we'll dive into those details as we go through the video here this morning. Taking a look at the thunderstorm probability, you can see northeast Washington, Idaho, Montana, British Columbia, the Rocky Mountains, better chances. Lewiston here, better chances as well. And you can see lightning, small hail, brief heavy rain, and some gusty outflow winds are possible. This was issued this morning by Spokane National Weather Service. Here's Medford National Weather Service bringing up some good points about the hot, dry, windy in early July. And this is going to bring some fire conditions with it as well. And you can see they've got a nice temperature forecast here off to the right. Klamath Falls, 90, 94, and then 96. Look at Wairika, up to 104. Medford, 104 by July 5th, 101 for the 4th of July. So a good graphic here from the National Weather Service, Medford, Oregon. And if we look off in towards western Montana, some of the Idaho panhandle here as well, you can see the thunderstorm activity late afternoon and evening today, primarily western Montana, north central Idaho here. And you might get, some tree and power line damage with some of these gusty winds here and some heavy rain, maybe some small hail and some dangerous lightning as well. Now, if we take a look at today, this is day one thunderstorm outlook. It does include Spokane and some of the very extreme north Cascades of Washington, British Columbia also. If you go a little bit farther off to the east, you get that wind and hail threat across Billings, Montana, for example. And this would be day two, kind of clipping Spokane, again, northeast Washington included in that thunderstorm threat. Looking at Seattle yesterday, 75 degrees, 1 degree above average there. We did have the clouds move in. We got a little bit of precipitation, did not amount to much here. And we're probably going to wrap this month up below average precipitation-wise here for SeaTac and below average temperatures also. So if we take a look here, put this into motion, what the top of the radar may look like here as we go through the next few days. And you can see that thunderstorm potential here across the eastern portions, moving across the region here. And then we scroll on in through Monday, maybe a thunderstorm or two off to the east portions here, and maybe a few residual showers here across Pacific Northwest. Kind of a slow, arduous climb back into some above normal temperatures here coming up here. And we'll take a look at that on the simulated infrared satellite imagery. This is an interesting tool that the North American model does allow you to take a look at. You can see that thunderstorm activity potentially today. And then as we scroll on in through the next few days, we are still going to have some mid-level clouds here across some of the Pacific Northwest as we clear out. And then eventually as we get into Tuesday and Wednesday, we're going to start to warm up. And then all into the 4th of July, the 5th, 6th, we're going to be pretty warm here. And we'll take a look at those temperatures here as we go through the video. But I want to show you the European on the left versus the GFS on the right. These are the Ensemble means. Again, the average of all 50 Ensemble members on the European model and all 30 model members here on the GFS model is on the right. So if we put that in motion, there goes our weak system kind of sliding through here. Ridge is building. There's that Kona low out by the Hawaiian Islands as well. And then you can see over the Pacific Ocean, we start to generate this pretty strong high pressure system out here. And the European is a little bit stronger with this high out there. It's not going to have too much difference as far as the temperatures are concerned here across Pacific Northwest. We got pretty good model agreement on the ridge axis here, developing right off the coastline as we go through the 4th of July. That would be about fireworks time. So we're looking at some pretty nice weather here as we go through the 4th and 5th upcoming here for your 4th of July outlook. Now, if we take a look here at the soundings for Quilly, Washington, this is what I just showed you, the 500 millibar maps. And as we go through those winter and early spring months here, you can see we have lower heights and we get towards the summertime here. We do have these higher heights, and that's why we are enjoying, that's why we do enjoy warmer weather in the summer months. Kind of seems kind of obvious, right? And if you look back in the past here, you can see the all-time record lowest 500 millibar heights. If you look back there, that is February 2nd, 1989. Some of these are major Arctic outbreaks here when you get to the really low points here. So kind of interesting. And then you can see on the flip side of that, the red line marks the record heights there. So yeah, interesting stuff. Of course, the summer is always warmer and you can kind of see that in the trend. And then we start to go through the fall months and on into the winter months here, and we reduce those heights. Mid-latitude cyclones start to move into the area here. Then we start to get more storms into the region. We get wind and we bring the precipitation back into the Pacific Northwest. If we take a look at the European, this is the same map here, 500 millibar heights, and you can kind of see them building up here. And when it starts to shade orange like that, these are above average heights for this time of year. So this ridge, is going to bring some above average conditions with it as we go on in through this week here, 4th of July, and on into the end of the weekend towards next weekend as well. You can see a pretty robust high kind of centered right over southern Oregon in towards northern California here by the time we go towards the nighttime of July 6th, right there. That's it. Actually, that's July 5th there. The 06Z, you subtract 7 from that, and that would be 11 p.m. there on July 5th. But if we take a look at the European, and you can see kind of that little bit of a slow climb here as we go through Wednesday, then we bounce back here on the 4th of July, and then we start to warm up, at least it looks like right now, as we go through July 5th, 6th, 7th, so next weekend looks to be pretty nice as well. And also 4th of July looking pretty decent here across the Pacific Northwest as far as the sunny skies and the warming temperatures are concerned. Here's the GFS, starts to bounce things back again as well, and even some upper 80s showing up here for Seattle. We'll see how that plays out over the next few days. Here's the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook through July 9th. You can see the above average signal growing there across much of the west coast. There's a 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook, the below average signal, and the 8 to 14 days, something similar there as well across the region. Now, if we take a look at the national blend of models, let's go ahead and see what it says. This is for today, 74 for Seattle, up towards 80 for some of the Willamette Valley. This would be Actually, this is for Monday. This is not today. So this is Monday. Then we're looking July 2nd here. July 3rd, we start to warm up a bit here. Then the 4th of July, we're talking about some low 80s and some 90s for the Willamette Valley, some low 80s for Southwest BC. You're getting some 90s here across eastern Washington, Oregon. The 5th, we warm up even a bit more, and the 6th again. And look at the 7th. That would be Sunday, July 7th here, and 86 for Seattle, some mid-90s for the Willamette Valley. 100-degree readings might not be so uncommon here for portions east of the Cascades also. So taking a look at the 7-day significant fire potential, check it out, NW 6, 7, and 4. These are all across some central Oregon here, the east slopes of the Cascades, and down through southwest Oregon. That's why Medford National Weather Service was bringing up that fire concern here. So we could have some interesting fire weather coming up here. Keep your wits about you there. And other areas, you could be looking at some moderate risk also. But anyway, Kona storm out there. Here goes our slow, steady climb towards our warmer temperatures and a fairly nice 4th of July coming up here. And hopefully everybody can take it easy with the fireworks and not start any new fires out there, because it is that time of the year. That's what happens on the 4th of July. But anyway, we'll continue to break things down. We'll look at this all again tomorrow. So I hope you guys are having a good day otherwise, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.